We're here in this 3-time Arnold Strongman Champions garage gym. He's been curating this collection for over a decade. He's got some very unique Strongman equipment, including dumbbells, logs, and sandbags. Let's check it out.
Massenomics.
Today's video is brought to you by Gym Radar, our new website totally focused on the home gym community. Gym Radar lets you create a profile for your gym, upload photos, and build a complete equipment list. You can browse other gyms, leave reviews, and see what equipment people are actually using. It's free to join. It's built entirely around the home gym community. Visit gymradar.com and get on our radar today. What's up, everyone? We made it to beautiful Madison, Wisconsin, and we found Big Andrew. Big Andrew, you're going to give us a tour of your home gym, your garage gym?
That's right. Welcome.
Awesome. We've ran into Big Andrew, I don't know how many times over the year, the Arnold. We've seen you at the Arnold like every year for the last.
Is that always? Yeah, it's usually just the Arnold, huh?
Home Gym Con too.
That's right.
And
That's right.
You'll be at Home Gym Con again here this year, so we'll see you there
haven't
again.
Missed one yet.
Okay, enough about a Home Gym Con, more about home gyms. What is the name of this place? Does it have an official name?
It doesn't have a name.
Oh, well,
wow.
That's
I've never thought to name it.
Okay, that's part of the thing. You guys watching along. By the time we get through the end of this tour, let us know, what do you think the name of Andrew?
Oh, I like
Drop it in the comments. What's your advice for Andrew on what you should call this? You got to have a gym name. It's like a rule now. Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Okay, so it doesn't have a name yet. How long has it existed?
So at least this physical space that we're standing in has existed for the last 3 years and 2 months.
Okay.
But before that, I've been home gymming it in different parts of Madison, in Philadelphia, in Atlanta, in Phoenix. I've had a lot of home gym pieces kind of accumulate over time to what we're standing in today.
Yeah. And did you say like back as far as 2014?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So you've been lifting for a while.
It has been a while.
And you don't just lift casually. You've done a little strongman competing over the years.
I
right?
dabble.
Yeah.
I dabble.
So what are some of your best strongman accolades? Like what are your wins?
My best strongman accolades, I think what everybody knows and maybe is familiar with, is 3-time Arnold champ. So I won in the 80 kilo division and then went on to not make weight the following year and competed in the 90 kilo division, winning that, and then winning in the 90 kilo the following year, only to be toppled in the 4th year and taking second in 2025 to Tyler Davis.
Never liked that guy.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy. But so yeah, the Arnold is really kind of where I've made my my debut or my stand. But I've competed at OSG, the official Strongman Games. I've competed at nationals events. I've got probably 48 or 50 events in my Strongman history that I've competed in, and I think about half of those or 30 of those are podium finishes, and maybe half of those are first place, roughly.
It's like the American Zadrunas over here.
Hey, I'll take it. Well, yeah, so no trophies in this space, but
there's a separate room for that, right?
This is where the work goes.
There are not many trophies in here, though, is there? So you don't really keep them in here, I take it?
Yeah, no, I like to maximize my space, and this is a space for what I would like to call my mindfulness practice, which is training.
Right. So we're dealing with a 1-stall garage gym.
Yes, this is roughly 16 wide by 21 deep.
Yep.
And I've got a little bit of a depth over there where the stairwell goes. Hey, honey.
Cameo.
Yeah, you can come on in. Right now it's pretty general. I don't know how tall my ceiling is, but it's tall enough I could hang some muscle up things. But I have no desire to do that.
I guess even before we get started on the equipment, the flooring here is awesome. What is this situation that you have built here?
So it actually started when I first moved here. It was all unfinished. So I had foam insulation put into the walls and then finished the walls with plywood.
Yeah.
And then painted the walls. Had the flooring done with epoxy. So it's the epoxy PVC flake. And, excuse the germs and the worms, but it's epoxy PVC flake. And I've had this at a couple homes, and I feel like the investment in it is way worthwhile. Yeah. And the biggest reason is, especially in the home gym space and even in the vehicle space, is it keeps the dust and dirt down to a minimum. And it's so much easier, especially in like these northern roads, trying to keep the salt clean out of your garage.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, like, do some kind of like epoxy or something.
Tommy, this looks like your garage floor, doesn't it?
Do you have this?
Yeah.
Same color. Yes. So and you have to appreciate it because it just
great.
makes it so much
Cleans right
nicer. And then for the flooring, I had a couple issues. This is the third set of flooring that I've had in here. These
Really?
2x2 tiles are 3/4 inch. But I bought these from, I might get it wrong, I think it's American Flooring online.
Okay.
And it was like $2,000 to fill this space. So it was a little expensive. Most of it was shipping, but it's hard to feel. You might feel it actually in the barefoots. It's hard to feel, but in spots, it's incredibly soft.
Okay.
And I do not like that.
Okay.
And the locking mechanisms are these little squares. And there's a square right here that locks them together. And they're not that good. So if I did a split jerk,
Like you can get a little,
You're getting
you
some
can actually
wiggle.
see just a little bit of shift.
yeah. So that's
Yeah.
why I put these shims here just into
Yeah.
the concrete
I wondered
to kind of
if-
lock it in.
It's almost like it serves as a transition piece here too then.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's really bad if you're standing here. I've got a soft spot when I go to deadlift, and I kind of like you push into the floor and
Yeah.
you sink a little bit. So I don't recommend these particular ones, but otherwise that was my base before I got the new rack system. I upgraded from a Rogue 4x4 to a Rep 4x4. Well, I guess 6-post if you really want to call it that. But this is the most
Well, let's talk
expensive
about
piece
the rack.
in the gym.
We're
I
gonna
should say.
we'll go.
You wanna-
Let's check
okay.
out let's check out the rack then.
Yeah.
So what is this? This is the Rep PR 5000
Yes,
6-post rack.
Aries 1-to-2 ratio or 2-to-1 ratio for the cables. It's about 330 pounds, I think, on the weight stack.
Okay. Yeah, and those go all the way out to the front of the, this is
Yes. So you get the seated row handles in the middle.
Yeah.
You get the lat pull down up top, which actually I do like. I do have I have another bar in here and can't use it, but I do like that it has this little kind of rack for your lat bar up top.
Yep.
And then you also on the end post you get up and down full. I don't even know what you call it.
Like
the trolley.
Can I do this
Thank
right
you.
now? Is that,
Absolutely. You can go down as
Yeah.
and it's smooth.
Yeah,
it's
is
very
nice.
smooth. There's not much weight on there. I mean, you can feel it. It's on 45, so it's about
Not much
22
weight for
pounds.
him.
Well, you know what? I wasn't actually really familiar with the pulley systems. And when I started to understand like the 2-to-1 ratio and like 1-to-1 ratios and how some gyms and their equipment is different, you always wonder like, oh man, I used to do 90-pound tricep extensions
Right.
or whatever. And then here it's 90 pounds, but it's actually not 90 pounds. And
Tommy and I, we were just having a conversation. The number that's on there doesn't always really matter. It's just you get used to
Right.
each machine and figure out what's what depending on the felt load, as we talk about
Yeah.
sometimes. So this
Yeah.
is a sweet rack and
It's
a
been
sweet
great.
setup, and with the integrated functional trainer, it's
Yeah.
really cool. Like we've seen this at Home Gym Con and everywhere else we go 1,000 times, but when you
Yep.
see it in someone's gym, you can appreciate better like how functional it actually is, I think.
yeah, Adam, he really helped me build
Big
this.
Adam from Rep.
Big Adam from Rep helped
Yeah.
me build this out. And so we did the storage on both sides because that was really important in a small space for me.
So that's attached. That's
Yes.
all attached to the rack. You have, I don't know if it's mass storage or what they call their version on
Right.
the side. You've got 3 shelving units on that side, 3 on this side. You could actually have one even higher too because you got the
thought
tall
about
post
it.
if you wanted to.
I was thinking about maybe something that, like a pole that it might hang something from, like
Yeah.
some extra, cable attachments or something.
Well,
of
it's
that
like
nature.
the shrimp trawler from Rogue. It's like this thing that people hang like a heavy punching bag off of or something like
really?
that. Like it just goes off the top and it hangs out here like 3
Oh.
feet, and then it's got an attachment point up on the
I've
top.
never seen that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's worked out perfectly for this little space. And of course, like that side's the plate loaded, but in the corners, you'll notice I've got all my foam. So I've got a lot of ab mat foam. The utility for foam and being a strongman, it's just, I mean, it's critical for any strongman. You need a lot of foam. So I've got standard crash pads. I've got log crash pads. I've got the box pad, which
Yep.
funny enough, I actually don't use the box squat pad for
box
squats.
What do you use it for?
I use it for a lot of balance work. And so I'll do barefoot balance work, like barefoot RDLs, single
Yeah.
leg RDLs.
Yeah.
Last week I was doing a little bit of deficit deadlifts while
Yeah.
standing on that. And
This
I really
is nice.
like it.
I've
because
never
it gives
actually-
you- I would recommend it,
Yeah.
especially if you're doing any kind of like rehab or prehab work. That is an awesome piece of equipment to have that I think has a lot of other utilization.
I like that one.
So AbMat owes me for that. Actually, I owe AbMat because AbMat has gifted a lot of this to me, and it's basically they're like, hey, we need you to test this equipment out, see how it goes, and their stuff holds up the test of time. It really has.
You have a special Home Gym Con heavy mug. Did you win this at Home Gym Con? Or
yeah, I won that actually. I had to beat Mark Rosenberg for that one. So X-Master was doing their...
He's got those long arms.
And yeah, he might have done probably 20 different attempts at winning that. I don't think he ever won one, actually. But
he tried to get me to go against him last year.
So that was it.
You couldn't get him to stop doing that. He was just trying to get anyone to compete with him that he could.
Yep.
Tommy, look at this here. He's got a Massenomics drink spotter in this bubbler. What's the story on bubbler? Where's that made?
So bubbler's made right here in Watertown, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And yeah, we actually, we make a lot of sparkling water in Wisconsin for some reason. Clarburn, we make LaCroix. I don't know much about it, but I know you guys are aficionados.
You had us at LaCroix. You have the bands attached to the rack. Do these live here? What do you do with these?
So these are crossover symmetry bands, and I will say, like, beyond a doubt, I know you'll probably see them in a lot of physical therapy offices.
That's what it reminds me of.
Honestly, these are one of the best tools that I've ever had, and I will never not have these items or this implement, because it offers me the ability not only to like do a lot of rehab work, which especially if you're doing a lot of pressing or a lot of throwing, a lot of shoulder work, this is really good. But also it's really good if you're just like a general lifter and you're just trying to help fix some posture and activate a little bit of the muscles that maybe aren't getting as much activation just by doing your compound lifts. So I do a lot of this, a lot of these exercises that actually they lay out, but then I work with a physical therapist who helps me work through different types of exercises depending on what's going on with me. And so there's some basic things that you can kind of work through. And I do this ritualistically before press sessions, before deadlift sessions. And I recommend these.
And if they live here, you don't have to do anything to set them up. They're just here all the time.
They're just always there. Yeah. I sometimes will have to move them when I'm pressing, because if I'm inside or if I'm outside, it'll sometimes get in the way.
So Ohio Power Bar in the rack
yes,
here? Yep.
This was my second barbell. My wife bought for me for Christmas. And
that's why she's still around.
Yep.
Can verify. We saw her a little bit ago.
She's still here for that. So yeah, this was one of my first ones, and basically did all my lifts on this. From squat, deadlift, press, Steinborn, you name it. This has been my guy. Still a great bar. I mean, it's just just a power bar. It's simple.
The Reaper on the Wolf?
So this is Reaper 3. This is me and Benny. This is something that my buddy, who's a close friend, strongman competitor, Cody Abel, he drew up for me. I asked him to kind of help in redesigning or reconfiguring my old logo as I was working with A7 to kind of understand a little bit more about my archetype as a lifter. And so Cody, knowing me, came up with this design, and unknowingly, our call sign is Reaper and all that. So it fits so well. Like, it was just a very happenstance kind of thing. So my other friend, who's he's a metal manufacturer, metal fabricator.
Yeah.
He does all kinds of wild things, but he has a CNC where he was able to mill that out, and then he built the board and everything, and he just kind of brought it to me actually at the second Home Gym Con, and surprised me with this. And so this is now kind of my logo that I use for heinous strength.
Okay.
And you can see actually my dog Benny, who was my military working dog. So we were in the Air Force together, and he was a bomb dog, so we actively looked for bombs. When he passed, AbMat sent me this box as just something to say, we're sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
We're here for you, and we support you. And so that's huge for a company like AbMat to step up when I lost a really meaningful part of my life.
Yeah.
So Benny's always kind of hanging out with me here in the gym. He gets noisy sometimes, but that's what he did.
That
was
cool.
him. So he's a Belgian Malinois. He was 14 years old when he passed, and he had every bit of energy as he did when he was 2 years old.
Yeah.
It was fabulous. So that's my Reaper story, my Reaper logo.
Yeah,
my old
awesome.
logo is actually right behind you there.
Okay.
So this is my old original logo, the big H holding the Hercules hold.
Yeah, it's a Hercules hold of the H.
Yeah,
nice.
So same friend he cut that out and sent it to me, and it's still around, but yeah, that's the OG. The actual funny thing about this is the icon outline for this individual is it's from that movie with the little kids who are superheroes.
Incredible?
The
Mr.
Incredibles.
Okay.
Mr. Incredible.
Yeah.
I've never seen the movie.
Yeah.
But that's that icon.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's where that story comes from.
Okay. And Heinous Strength, you coach strongman and strongman competitors and trying to get generally strong, I suppose.
Absolutely. Yeah, we do general fitness overall. So I coach for Stronger Together, and Stronger Together essentially is a community for strongman lifters, strong women lifters, where we have a team program where everyone is on the same program, and then you kind of choose your weights based on what you're doing. You actually get to contribute to what comes in the very next block in those sequences. So if you have something coming up for Circus dumbbell, you can kind of suggest that, and we incorporate that into the planning. And so it's team-based, but then we also do one-on-one. We do nutrition coaching, and that's all through Stronger Together. It's something that started about 4-ish years ago, and we're going strong. And so Cody Abel, my tattoo artist, who's my new, he's the founder of it, and yeah, we've been working on this for a while now. So it's getting bigger, starting to get to a point where we need more and more hands on deck, and yeah, it's great.
Sounds like you guys are getting stronger together.
We are getting stronger together, and that is the whole thing, is kind of respect through community, growth through community, kind of what you guys have built with Massenomics.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most valuable thing about these sports.
We can appreciate
who
that.
Who comes together and how we come together.
You have the Concept 2 bike erg.
Yes. I've
had
had
this
bad
for very
boy
long.
for a while.
Okay, you have.
About 9 years I've had this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
didn't know
it
it
stood the
existed that
test
long.
of time.
Yeah.
It is fabulous. I love this thing for the
He was a
warm-ups.
hipster on the Concept 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, fabulous bike. I do a lot of bike sprints, and I'll incorporate this into a lot of my workouts, or I'll just kind of generally ride for a warm-up. And yeah,
I've been considering buying one. So
I suggest it. I sometimes really do miss like a Concept 2 rower.
Yeah.
Just because sitting there and you're getting that upper body activation too.
Yeah.
But there's just something about it. I don't know if it's just my quads that I like my bikes.
Yeah, I have the rower, and I've got the Rogue fan bike and stuff. But I kind of want this too, because
that seems intense.
Yeah, well, you'd be
the
good
big
at
Echo
it.
bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
but this is cool.
Rogue just came out with their new Concept 2 rowers.
Yeah.
And I tried it when we were in Columbus.
Looks pretty beefy
It's
too.
great.
Huh? Yeah.
It's in very sturdy condition, and no shade against Concept. It's kind of better.
Yeah. You think so?
In its modularity and storage, it's a tad bit better. But I do love Concept, and I've loved this bike. It's been fabulous.
I actually have this on my wish list on gymradar.com. I created an equipment wish list. You too, if you're on Gym Radar, could create a wish list of equipment you might buy someday. Gymradar.com. We're actually talking, as of the time of recording this unnamed gym is not on Gym Radar, but
not yet.
By the time this video comes out, we're going to do our best to make sure it's there, so you can check it out on Gym. Maybe Tommy either may or may not be able to superimpose images of this gym on Gym Radar. Yeah.
Love it.
Okay, so that's your cardio. You do have a piece of cardio in the gym, and that's it. Freedom Strength, Sandbags, which actually we have affiliate codes for just about every single piece of equipment in here. This being one of them. I think we might even have a discount code for this company. Maybe you do too. In which
I
case
do not for Freedom Strength.
Yours. Okay.
And he's gonna be so mad that I forgot his name.
The Freedom Strength Co guy.
That's his name. I'm sorry.
He doesn't care that people know his name. He cares that people know.
Here's the beautiful thing is like these sandbags that I have from Freedom Strength are actually structurally way better than the Rogue bags that I have.
Yeah.
I think not only are they more modern or more recent in design, but the way that he has designed this. So yeah, firstly, he puts the weight actually on a little tab right there. So you can see what it is without having to write in a permanent marker what it is. So that's really nice. But the Velcro, he's got like a 2-layer for zipper. See, it's like already a pain to get in there.
Yeah, you can't even get into it.
So you
if
can't
you
even
want
get
to.
in. But he's got 2 layers for the zipper, and there's a nice seam, so that way none of the sand has ever come out of this. And actually, the one on the bottom, I've got filled with a lot of lead shot too.
How heavy is that then?
It's about 280.
Okay.
So not terribly heavy, but when it's only rated for 200, I'm pushing it. But it's held up.
A white sandbag takes some balls to because my sandbags get pretty dirty. This one looks pretty clean still. So
I kind of bought this one for my wife, and
still looks good.
Looking good.
Okay.
Looking good.
The plate tree, we saw you've got the bumpers over there on your rack. Those are the Rogue, I don't know,
all the flex plates.
Yeah.
So this was my first weight stack that I bought outside of like my old cap, steel plates.
Right.
This is my first actual weight stack. I've had this forever, and I'll probably not get rid of it, to be honest, unless I get a great deal or somebody hooks me up with a nice set. But they've stood the test of time.
Plates.
This is unfortunately, my only single is my 100 up here, my cement 100.
Oh,
which was this
sticks
was at
and
the
stone.
Yeah, so this was a squat event that he made plates for a 2022 Arnold. It was the 2022 Arnold that he had this squat event, and we had 4 of these guys on there for the 80 kilo division.
Okay.
And it was basically squat to a platform and as many reps as possible in 60 seconds. And that was the first time that I won the Arnold. And so I bought one of the plates, and I bought the sister to that plate is actually for the gym owner back in Philadelphia at the Gym and Tan CrossFit Alcides. And so he's got the sister to that plate. So it's not really a lifting plate. It's more of a...
It's cool.
It's fucking cool.
Yeah, it's cool. And then your plate tree, you've got...
So on the plate tree itself...
You've got the Rogue Deep Dish. You've also got the Rogue... I don't know what they're thin pound
pay no mind to how much dust is on it. They don't get used recently. But yeah, so I really wanted the cast plates just because of the thinness of them.
Yep.
And for some reason, I started collecting the deep dish ones too. I actually may get rid of the deep dish ones only because I want to get more of a singular set rather than having a bunch of odds and ends.
Yep.
But in this space, it's sometimes important to have that. If I want to lift with only metal plates, I kind of make use of these. I've also got hidden in here and over there, I've got some weighted out plates. Too. I keep a lot of, excuse me, I keep a lot of these odd plates as well because of the Circus dumbbell, for example, or for the log. So the weighted out 10s are perfect for a 12-inch log because they just sit nicely there. They're thin. I can load a lot of them in there. I don't know where the other one's at. But same thing with the 25. So it's really easy to find these on Facebook Marketplace. They're perfect for a 12-inch log. And so I only use these. So regardless of what bumper plates I'll ever have, these will be the only things that go on the log. Yeah.
Your bar rack, a couple interesting bars. This Rogue one, is that called the CB4? Is that what this is? Something like that?
I think MG4 is what it is.
I'm making things up.
Multi-grip.
That would make more sense.
That has been absolutely great. It's like 68 pounds. It's a heavy bar, so it's unwieldy to kind of take it in and out of there.
Yeah.
But it works for me for now.
What's this ATX?
Yeah, this little guy. So ATX hooked me up. They were really kind.
From Home Gym Con?
From Home Gym Con. So ATX gave me this little curl bar that they have, and I've only used it for a little bit of skull crushers. And actually doing curls with it, to be honest, if you pull that thing out, I'll show you. It's actually kind of bad design, and maybe ATX can tune into this. So just go through a standard range of motion, and you can kind of see where you're just limited. You're not able to kind of get that full range of motion where you would if it was a preacher bar, or if these long bars on the outside weren't really there. It's just not as... You don't have as much degrees of freedom, I should say.
Right.
But yeah, so you can still do presses. I'm still doing skull crushers with them. It's still a good bar.
I can see it being good for skull crushers
too.
What's really cool though, this all gold ATX power bar, is that what this is? Or?
It is a power bar, this is I think as of right now, it's the first gold bar in the States from ATX.
Okay.
I don't know if they brought any more over, if they sold any yet, but this was at Home Gym Con, and I did everything I could to get it.
It's cool.
I do like it. My farmer's handles that I've got in here, actually, my buddy, again, who did all this metal work, he actually handmade those for me. And so the wild thing about these farmer's handles, you'll feel it's an 1.5 inch handle with that diamond plating.
Oh, yeah.
And it is ruthless, but great as a grip trainer.
Yeah, that's cool. I haven't seen that diamond plating on the cylinder.
My buddy said, he's like, I can't do knurling, but I had this handy. And so he threw that on there.
Yeah, that's cool. And speaking of ATX, I'm guessing you got this at Home Gym Con as well, right?
This was my Home Gym Con kind of... I think I won this one, if I'm correct. I won something from ATX. I just don't remember which piece it was. I think it was this. So yeah, this is one of their benches, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but It is a fabulous bench, I'll say. The other thing that's a little challenging with it is it is also itself quite heavy. So there, it's flat now. It's quite heavy. It's about 120 without the attachment, and you put the attachment, it's about 150 pounds. So that leg attachment, it's the leg extension, leg curl.
Yep.
It comes on and off, but it doesn't lock up in a good way for you to grab the handle, which is down here. And so you kind of have to either muscle it, knock yourself in the teeth, to pick it up and move it.
Right.
So I typically have just kind of left it here. But I will say, one of the things I thought this was weird at first, but these triangle kind of pads, it actually gives you a nice flat surface to put your legs on. So whether you're going quad down or hamstrings down for extensions, it's actually really comfortable to have that, because you can kind of go with that angle rather than a circular pad like these, where you're always kind of in a weird position, or you're getting that extra press or pressure, that shear pressure that you might get here.
So is this set up currently in a configuration that you could do leg extensions?
You could do either. Yep, you could do either.
I have to give it a test drive.
Go right ahead.
We've been experimenting with a lot of leg extensions.
What I would say is stand up, and then just put one foot back, and then just like that, and just kind of fall into it, man.
Trust fall.
Yeah, trust fall.
There we go. Is there a way that you could hook up bands to it at all? I know some people like to do that. Like,
I bet you could
hook a band here and back, and then
with that post.
That way, at the top of the range of motion, you get a little extra strength curve. Feels good though, actually, and I kind of agree with what you're saying about the shape of these pads. Yeah. Like when I'm sitting here, the way it actually kind of tucks into the inside corner of your knee.
It's really nice. I think it's a really nice innovative design that they did there. All the stuff that they've done with their products is innovative. It's fabulous work that they're doing. And I will say the real sexy thing is how you put it into its incline position. So it's got a little pull latch right here. So you pull this, and it just kind of goes down into this beautiful low seated position. And the pad is really stiff, and it's got this grip on it that feels great. So sit on it. It feels good.
All right. This is kind of a unique bench, isn't it? Yeah, this is weird. I mean, it's good. It's different. It's
definitely
unique.
Different. Which brings me to this bad boy.
Yeah, where'd that one come from? What's the story on that?
This was a 2 days before COVID purchase. Okay. Which I know the guy is so mad because I got it for $50. But this is one of those, I think, the Christian Fitness CFF. Christian Fitness benches. I got it while I was in Philadelphia. And it's very light, so I can take it and move it anywhere really easily. The pad's held up decently over time, and I still get a little bit of decline action, and then all the way full upright as well as your seat. So you can modify
FID.
The FID?
Yeah, flat, incline, decline. Ah. You can do it all.
I didn't know that. So So this is, I refuse to get rid of this bench because it's just, I like the nimbleness of it in a way.
Yeah. In contrast to the big ATX one.
But I love having that too.
You got the top of the line log right here. I've got a matching log to this one. The Mike Bartos doesn't get much better than that. What I like here is the log storage that you made. Yeah, so putting this out there to anyone that might want to help. I've been trying to get people to help me. I created these little J-cups basically just with some scrap wood that I had, and made a little mounting kind of stringer system for it. And I think that this is kind of like a potential product that a lot of gym owners, especially when you talk about the ease of storing a log upright or on the floor, however you're doing it in the corner, this gives you a little bit more of that floor space. It stacks nicely with the rest of the barbell rack. And I like being able to just kind of walk right up to it at hip height and just pull it off. And then, so if you want, you can kind of see, that's how I've got it kind of set up as the mount on the wall. Yep. And the barbell rack sits right on top of those two stringers, so I get an extra little support for that rack, even though I shouldn't have to worry about it. But yeah, I've had this up here for a while. Never a problem. Solid as a rock.
It's solid. So yeah, from there we've got
Is this like a training
the
bar?
Kensui.
Oh, okay, that's a so it's similar to a Tsunami bar.
Exactly.
So this is a Kensui.
This is a Mark Rosenberg, and Mark Rosenberg encouraged me to get this bar because we were doing some stupid stuff with it at his house.
That sounds like something Mark
So
would
yeah,
do.
I ended up getting it.
We're going to his house next.
Like using it, love using it. It's been really great. I've only had about 220 on it, so I don't know what its true max is.
What's the knurled axle? What brand is this with the center knurling line mark?
This is Black Widow.
This is? Mine doesn't have a center knurling. Dean?
Get Dean on the line. You
Send me
better.
it back.
Dean needs to call me too.
Yeah.
You know why. So yeah, this is actually, I love this bar, and I've never touched my standard axle tube bar again. I keep it just in case, but the grip on this, especially when you're even just training for axle clean and press, for example, I feel that the knurling, getting that extra bit of grip, it helps mitigate any potential bicep strains, for example, or any potential kind of issues with, a standard tube is going to slide down. This bites into your shirt or your belt better. So I think this has also got a nice safety feature to it that we often overlook.
What's the deadlift bar?
Bare Steel.
Okay,
Bare Steel strength.
Bar. Yeah.
Got this. This I have to say, thanks to Big Kurt for.
Kurt
because this was used in Home Gym Con last year, and he and Bare Steel strength guy, I forgot his name. Gosh,
we know who we were talking about.
Yeah, they.
He's the bear. He also just likes to go by the Bears.
Does he? Okay, yeah. So he had gifted these to Kurt, and I think that there was confusion, and Kurt, he thought he was getting them back or something like that, and so the Bare Steel strength guy said, hey, you can take it, and I told Kurt, oh yeah, I'm going to take one of the bars. He's like, you are? All right, you are. So maybe don't include that, but Kurt basically, he's like, oh yeah, well, I guess you earned it because you were judging all weekend and all that. So I feel bad when I use this bar, but then I'm also very grateful for Kurt. So yeah, anyways, that's that. Got my my Viking press from
Viking
Texas
press.
Strength Systems in there.
And then what about your dumbbell area here? Is this who's
standard 10-inch, or no, maybe that's a 12-inch. It's like a 10.5, I think.
Okay. What is this?
So that is StrengthWorks.
Okay.
I don't know if they're even still around. They were out of, I think it was Augusta, Georgia. It was where maybe I bought that. I was living in Atlanta at the time. Bought it from him for $275.
Nice.
And it's been a great barbell, it's been a great Circus dumbbell. But then I've got this Circus dumbbell here, and that is a whole nother beast unto itself.
What's the story? I mean, it's a Rogue, obviously.
Yeah, so this is the original Monster Dart. This is the original Rogue Monster dumbbell, where they made it actually for CrossFit athletes.
Yeah, it says Chan on it.
So this is a Matt Chan spec Circus dumbbell that was used for CrossFit Games or CrossFit Regionals, maybe back in 2011 or 2010. Matt's a friend, and we competed on the Titan Games together.
Yeah.
He was actually my CrossFit certification coach at the time, back in 2011 or whatever. And so we've known each other for a long time, and he messages me and he says, hey, I'm not using this. Do you want it?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah. And he said, you pay shipping and I'll send it. So he sent it to me. And so it's a one of one, like to say.
Do you know what it's loaded to at all?
Right now it's about 166.
Have you messed with, have you changed it much ever since you've owned it?
I've actually never changed the weight.
Seems like no one would really ever want to
Yeah.
change. It's like,
when he sent it to me, it was empty.
But
it's 80 pounds.
Okay, so you loaded it pretty heavy then for your, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was the perfect weight. That's I can warm up on the blue one, the loadable one. I can work in some good working sets with this one at 160, 66, and then I can keep going heavier on the blue one.
Right.
Because loading in that is just a pain. All the lead shot, it's a pain.
Yeah.
Additionally, I took home the new Barbells here from my first Arnold.
Oh, okay.
I actually got these from our friends over at. Of course, I would do that. Oh shoot.
Bells of Steel?
What's that?
Bells of Steel?
Bells of Steel. How'd you know?
I just know things.
Yeah, so I got these from our friends over at Bells of Steel on the last day of the Arnold, and they were getting rid of them, and they gave me a great deal on them. I think I paid just under like $500 because they also didn't want to ship it back.
Yeah.
And so we met them out back at the Arnold, and we did a little behind the dumpster exchange.
You don't have to sell us. Tommy's rack at his house came from the same place the same year. So,
no way.
Yeah, we did the same thing.
I
We're
love
like,
that.
Get this, and if anyone's never been out back at the Arnold, it's an absolute shit show at the end of Arnold. So, like at this point, you're just trying to get this stuff out of there.
Yeah. It's scary back there.
Yeah,
but these have been great dumbbells for me.
Yeah.
I would love to upgrade and have something a little bit more durable. Yeah. But for the purposes here in this space and the amount of time that I spend using them, they've been ideal. Good. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. Then bands and all this fun stuff.
What's your is this Strongman?
Kit? This is I took a piece out of somebody else's playbook actually. This guy who I used to do Highland Games.
I was going to say this is a Highland Games setup if I've ever seen one before. You ever see someone that does a lot of Highland Games? They don't leave their house without.
This is exactly it.
Yeah.
So right now it doesn't have any of that stuff in it, but I've got it loaded up with just a bunch of random stuff.
Kim Barbell Rescue.
Oh, you need that. If you don't have one, you have to have it. But I have just a bunch of random things in here. In the bottom, I've got a bunch of like extra, I was about to say knee pads. I've got a bunch of extra knee pads on the bottom. I got a bunch of extra knee sleeves. But I'll empty it all out, and then I'll put all my other stuff for the Highland Games, and we'll check out. I haven't done one since I moved to Wisconsin. So yeah, that's kind of like that setup, and it's just a great little thing that's mobile, and I don't know. Yeah. I should use it for a strongman contest, actually. That's what I should do.
That will intimidate the competitors. You show up with that, they're like, this guy's got a lot of stuff with him. I think he knows what he's doing here.
Exactly.
And then we're back to the pads. So that's kind of the gym. You've been building this for over a decade. We talked about starting in like 2014. So you've got 12 years into this at this point. You've probably got a setup that you pretty much like, and it obviously works for you to get strong, but what's on the wish list? Like, was there anything you want to add to it?
You know, that's honestly, I feel like I'm here. If I had to do anything, it's not really a wish list, it would be a little bit more of refinement. Like to get a nice, complete set of calibrated plates, for example. That would be the next move. But I don't really think that I need to add more into this space, other than perhaps a rower, for example.
A rower,
I've got a treadmill in the house, and I've got a Peloton bike, and so we've got some other stuff too. And I don't want to just keep amassing things and then having to find places to put it.
We're both Peloton guys too. In the house also. So we know Pelotons, they're not outside bikes. Those get in the house treatment on the Peloton. So,
absolutely.
Okay, I also don't think you need much. I think you got obviously Andrew's been able to get strong here. Tommy, do you think you could get strong here?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, Tommy
didn't even our other sandbags. Don't forget about our other sandbags.
Oh, he's got throw sandbags.
So we've got a whole stack of throw bags.
Yeah, Cerberus sandbags.
I think one of the things, I don't know if you guys have experienced this on your tours, but one of the things I've taken joy in is trying to find ways to like optimize design and flow in this space.
Yeah. Some people are really good at it.
Think about it. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, I don't know. Once you get to a place and you're content there, then all you got to do is the work, you know?
Sometimes that's the hard part.
Well,
it's not always as fun as collecting the equipment is.
Fair.
The hard part. But that's also the rewarding part too. We really appreciate the tour.
Yeah,
we know our paths are going to cross again at some point in time. So
it'll happen.
This isn't the last you've seen of us, whether that's fortunate or unfortunate. Thanks everyone for this tour. It's also not the last time any of you have seen of us, because we've got, just on this trip alone, we have like 9 other gym tours that we're doing. So every week, pretty much, there's a new gym tour on YouTube. The most gym tours on YouTube, and nobody else is even close at this point. We'll see you for the next one.